Welcome back to our channels, Warriors. We are still growing. We're almost right there to that 10K. If you haven't had your grandma smash that subscribe button, have her do that right now. First and foremost, I want to thank all of you guys from the beginning to where we're at now. This wouldn't have been possible without you guys. So thank you. Thank you for all the support you've shown, the comments, the likes, the sharings. I definitely notice it. Thank you. This episode right here is going to be about priorities. Wow. Priorities. Having worked in the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation for 16 years, I saw a lot of things, that I didn't agree with, right? Hence why I don't work there anymore. The stuff that would come down the pipe, man, and when I say the pipe, I mean Sacramento headquarters. It was never ending. It was almost like a giant, massive disconnect, right? Like, what are these people thinking? Have they lost their minds? Well, clearly they've lost their minds, right? Come to find out, fast forward, a lot of it has to do with political agendas. It has to do with, personal gain, egotistical people, narcissism, and stuff like that, right? It's just stuff that I've grasped, I've observed throughout the years. With that being said, man, I did 8 years. 8 years as an officer. That's 8 years in the trenches. That's 8 years boots on the grounds. That's right there. I got to see it. I got to interact, right? As opposed to some people that promote right away, never got to put in their time, or different things can play an effect, right? I promoted a sergeant. I never forgot about being a cop, right? That never left me. That never went away. A CO, right? That never, if anything, to me, that pushed it more to the forefront, right? Even promoting to lieutenant, I used to tell inmates, hey, I'm just a CO with bars, man. It was kind of a joke, but it was the truth, right? Man, right before I resigned, there was a use of force incident at RJD on Charlie Yard. And I'm standing in front of the program doing RVR hearings. I was the senior hearing officer, which I go around the prison doing rules violation report hearing. I was coverage relief or something, so that wasn't my position. I was filling in for the day. And I hear over the radio, inmate resisting staff. I could see, well, there's like gates and gates. It's a level 4 SNY EOP. It's gates and gates, right? But I could kind of see green, right? Staff members wear green uniforms, like responding and kind of like going to the area. Like a minute goes by, like 2 minutes go by, and he's resisting still, like, frantic calls over the radio. So I instantly run over there and assist, right? Why wouldn't I? I know there's new cops on Charlie Yard. I know that's where they put all the new kids. I go over there and I assist. I help put the inmate in handcuffs. We get him escorted to the gym. Decontaminated. He got pepper sprayed with OC. Meanwhile, this story kind of plays a role, right? So, like, I go into the program. There's a AW in there who's now an acting chief deputy warden. Wow. The guy tells me, oh, you're a supervisor. You shouldn't be using force. Oh my God. I proceed to tell the guy, look, I'm a cop first and foremost. Those officers needed help. Clearly, 2 minutes have gone by. I should never take anybody 2 minutes to put anybody in handcuffs, right? Unless they're struggling, which in this case they were. So, priorities, right? I never forgot how to be a cop, right? Wasn't a crime fighter. That incident right there, that's just an example. I didn't start that. I helped finish it, but I didn't start that, right? That inmate did. With that being said, priorities, right? They will tell you to do the most ridiculous things. And oh my goodness, don't even get me started into the whole, oh man, ACA Accreditation, man, they wanted to make it look good on paper. They contracted out with this accreditation unit. They said that when we get sued, it looks good that we're on We're accredited by this thing. It was just like a scam, really, because what happened once, we never heard of it again. Man, we couldn't even bring Fabuloso in from our pad. They, any little bottles of cleaner we had on the floor, we had to pick it up and put it on the desk. I mean, it was just ridiculous. Like, it was a dog and pony show is what that was. I was at Centinela when that got input, man. They came, they took away all the TVs that we used to just enjoy watching on our downtime, right? Nothing wrong with that. I mean, go anywhere. Go to a hospital waiting room. There's TVs up there. The inmates got TVs in the waiting room in Echo facility. Anyhow, so when I got to RJD and they started Donovan and they started that, I'm like, hey guys, get ready, man. Get ready. They're just gonna tear this place up. Sure enough, they tore it up, right? So what matters? What matters in prison? Considering prison's a violent place, safety and security, right? For both officers and inmates. Clearly, preservation of life, ensuring that inmates don't escape, don't jump over the fence. That's how I simplified things, man. If the inmates were not killing each other, or killing us, or attempting to kill us, it was all good. It's all good. What more could we ask for, right? The inmates were not hopping over the fence and running out into the community and causing harm. I ain't tripping, right? I think that's what separated me from a lot of peers, because I could watch other individuals get stressed, man. Like their little hamster was exhausted, right? Their little hamster was just panting. Right? And over here, my shit's like burpees, homie, strong. Why? Because every human gets 24 hours a day, right? In work, you get either an 8-hour shift or 16-hour shift. Everybody gets the same thing. It all depends on what you want to focus on, right? Every person has their own energy. Some people have a little more energy than others, but if administration is telling you to focus on 100 dumb little different things over here, and your hamster is just going to work with the stupidity. Meanwhile, I'm chilling, pumping the brakes, drinking my coffee, and when that violence strikes, oh, it's game time, right? Right? Put on your helmet. It's game time. Let's do what we do. Furthermore, as a supervisor, this is a good one. This is a real good one. I notice different traits in people. You're going to get BS from the top. That's expected. BS from the top is expected. As a supervisor, as a leader in the military, in law enforcement, your job is to filter and block the BS from hitting the troops. Why? Because they have their own job. They have day-to-day operations. They're running the show. They're the ones running the show, right? They're the ones in the housing units. They're the ones talking to the inmates. They're the ones interacting. They're on the yard. They know who's who. They're developing rapport. They're keeping the safety and security. So, if you allow the BS to get to them, that's a wrap. Your unit's not going to run good. Your yard's not going to run good. Your facility's not going to run good, because they're now going to be inundated and not confused, but just overwhelmed. They're going to be overwhelmed with the BS. So me, yeah, I took a lot of hits. Boy, did I take some hits. God damn. Bobbing, weaving, just getting cold clock, right? They were jumping me at times. Admin, not inmates. So that's another thing of priorities, right? Prioritizing what makes something effective and what doesn't. How do I know? Because I've seen it. I've seen it, right? So, by doing that, everything comes full circle, man. It's not hard. It's almost like a leadership class. Jeez. By doing that, your troops will recognize that, right? Your subordinates, your officers, people in rank-wise underneath you, they will take care of you. Boy, will they take care of you. How do I know? Because at some points, I had great leaders, right? And I would do anything to make their day easier, right? I would I would be ashamed if I let them down. I would feel embarrassed, right? I would feel like less than. So it's like everything goes hand to hand. Everybody's happy. Inmates are happy. Officers are happy. Sergeant's happy he ain't cranking out work. He might be working on some little BS, but he ain't doing all the extra BS, right? Because there's no need to, right? There's a difference between singing and dancing and actually working, right? There's, especially in a California prison system. So I'm dropping some knowledge on you guys. Why is California prison system so jacked up? Because they allow the BS to filter down to the lower level. Not only do they allow it, they force it. Let me give you a analogy. It's like Sacramento will hand you a bowl full of poop, right? Poop. And tell you that it's chocolate ice cream and for you to eat. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm not eating that. That's not chocolate ice cream. That's definitely poop. And then they go and they put some beautiful little sprinkles on there. And they're like, no, come on, man. It's an ice cream sundae. Like, oh, the hell it is. I know what that is. You can see the fly right there. Oh, then they get upset and then they write you up because you won't partake in the shenanigans. Well, your boy Hector had enough, right? He threw in the towel. He rang the bell. He said, that's enough. That's enough with your BS. I'm going to take it to the people who care. And who's that? It's you guys. With that being said, the message for today is prioritize. Prioritize what's important. Disregard whatever not. Keep pushing forward.